Welcome to the Yokai Tea Party. To start the game, shuffle the Yokai deck and then shuffle the refreshment deck. Hand each player one Yokai card and 3 refreshment cards. If you want, you may decide your Yokai's gender presentation at this time and announce it. There are no wrong answers. Play begins with the eldest or most polite player being chosen to go first. On the count of 3, all players will shout, "Kappa, please leave." The active player will then choose a single refreshment card from their hand and ask one player if they would like that refreshment card. If the refreshment card is accepted, the player may ask a single question of the recipient. The question may not be about the yokai's appearance, for that's considered rude, but they can ask something like, if the yokai has been in a piece of media, like Mario or any anime, what the recipient likes about the refreshment, or what they like to do in their free time. If the refreshment card is declined, place it in the hot pot in the middle of the board for the end of the round. The active player will then draw a refreshment card to make sure that they have 3 total refreshment cards in hand. Accusing other players. If a player believes that they know what another player's yokai is, at the end of their turn, they may state the name of the other yokai and say, "Please leave." If the player is correct, the accused player will then reveal their yokai, and the accused player will then immediately perform their special ability. Continuing the game. The game continues in this fashion until the player to the immediate right of the first player ends their turn. At this point, if there is any refreshment in the hot pot, each unrevealed player will have the option to take a single item that they choose. Any remaining refreshment cards are discarded. The next round will begin with the player to the first player's left. At this point, that player will then be considered the first player, and play will proceed like this until the end of the game. Winning the game. The game will end when all but one yokai has been correctly identified. At the end of the game, all points are totaled. Victory points may be scored in the following way. You gain 1 victory point for each refreshment card that your yokai likes. You will lose 1 victory point for each refreshment card that your yokai dislikes. You gain 2 victory points for each dubious tea refreshment card that you have. You gain 3 victory points for being the last unidentified yokai. You will then gain 5 points for each yokai that you have correctly identified. The highest score is the winner, with ties going to the eldest player. Thank you for your interest in Yokai Tea Party. We hope to see you at Gen Con 2026 and look out for our campaign coming to Backer Kit soon. Please remember to be polite until the party starts.